Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Happy Monday. Back at it again for a whole new week. I don't know if it's just me or did the weekend just literally like fly by in a snap. I know why it did for me. It's because I have not zero, but very little resting time. I usually have at least one of those days to just more or less be at ease. But I was out and about on Saturday, and then Sunday I was washing clothes and resetting for the week and stuff. So that's probably why I feel like it was hardly a weekend at all. Had fun on Saturday though. Hope you all had a great weekend as well, and that your week's off to a great start. Indeed. Yeah. All right, so let's see what we got here. Ooh, okay, Queen of Pentacles. All right, we love to see it. Queen of Pentacles to start us off. That is the master or mistress of manifestation in the material form. Very committed to what she creates. Could even be in the physical sense, because she's definitely a representation of motherhood in a very natural sense. Practical motherhood. So she knows how to run the household, take care of the daily duties, keep everybody's schedules intact, including her own. May be an entrepreneur, may just be a working mom in a sense where, she has a professional life and then she still has her domestic life and everything is running smoothly, more or less, considerably so. No one's perfect, right? But this is definitely someone that, because of her practicality, she keeps all of her functions in order, more or less. Make sure that everything is working smoothly. Might be the soccer mom or the basketball mom or the football mom, whatever the case may be. So she's at every game that she can be at. She's also making the cookies for the PTA bake sale. All of this traditional stuff that I'm throwing out here. But, obviously so much more than that. This is definitely a high-powered, high-valued feminine energy that just gives her best to whatever she devotes her time to. Yeah, let's say it like that. Probably hardly ever finds a moment to rest with the Four of Swords here. Let's see what else is with that Four of Swords. Or no, it doesn't really say that, because Queen of Pentacles is not one that is stressed out with, not per se, she, like I said, she has things scheduled and organized in such a way that she can rest easefully, particularly at night when the day is done, whereas some people just can't shut their brains off. It's like, maybe she does have a restful retirement at the end of the day, because she's given her all to the day. She's checked off all the to-dos on the list. Everyone's tucked in and squared away, and she even has a projective plan for the next day. And also, it definitely speaks to security and stability, in the sense where it's not just streamlined to like schedules and activities and things of that nature, but it all definitely does speak to financial stability, independence, security, all of those good things at the foundation of what is that, Maslow's hierarchy of needs type of energy. Is like, yeah, she got that baseline covered for sure, which definitely helps us all sleep a little better at night. Rent's paid, bills are on auto, you know, everything. There's food in the fridge, there's the cabinets and cupboards are stocked, the pantry is stocked. She knows what's for dinner tonight, or maybe even for the rest of the week. You know, it's like it's a highly productive woman. I don't know why I'm getting into all of that, but this feels right. And then we got the Four of Swords. Let's see what else we got after that. Justice. Interesting. Maybe that's the fair exchange for her peaceful rest, is because she is so efficient at work or in her active life that she does rest easy. As I said, it's like, why not? What is there to stress about? All right, we got the Three of Cups. I'm sorry, Eight of Cups. What's the Eight of Cups walking away to? That's way too many, but let's just check it out. Oh, Temperance, Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, 7, and the Ace of Swords. So here is spiritual balance to piggyback off of this natural order of balance and spiritual justice and natural justice. The Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups is that's speaking of someone that is overlooking their investments and their energy expended. And I think they're seeing the truth of what once was a haze or an illusion. Okay, so this is someone that thought they were on target for a certain return for their work or for their investment or their persistence. And they thought, more or less, if they continued on in the actions that they were taking, that it would yield a certain result. But the truth is revealing that there was something that was not clear. Something was misleading about that mentality. Let's just put it like that. So this energy here, I'm gonna still get one for this side, but this energy here is really feeling like maybe some other, I know I was tying it into the Queen of Pentacles, and it's still maybe just as relevant, although I'm not sure what the Eight of Cups is about, unless it's a matter of with the Justice card, there's something that was escaped. Oh, hold up. now I'm hearing this. There was an attempt to lay the Queen of Pentacles to rest because of her. It's like somebody wanted her to sit the hell down somewhere. Like wanted her to be exhausted, at least mentally exhausted with the Four of Swords, but from like overexertion or feeling like almost helpless or surrendered to life circumstances in some way, to have a fall from this every good thing that I said about the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody wanted to bring some state of rest to her affairs, maybe even to her financial well-being, but definitely to her productivity and prosperity and fruitfulness. That's what it is. Like she was just thriving too much as the Queen of Pentacles. I was saying all that management stuff because it was like somebody just really wanted somebody to be so exhausted that they didn't want to do anything. Like, fuck it. To just sit down, lay down somewhere, maybe sit on the couch all day and eat bonbons, as the saying used to go. Flip through channels, like the opposite of what the Queen of Pentacles would do, like to be neglectful of her children, her responsibilities, disengaged with her family life, and making poor financial decisions and investments, squandering her money to the point of insecurity and instability. That's what I'm getting. Like that, yeah, somebody wanted the Queen of Pentacles to just be completely disconnected from a balanced, harmonious lifestyle. Just kind of like, wow, that's interesting. And those attempts didn't really end very well. Well, they didn't go very far because we have the Temperance card here, which means that there was always spiritual, part of me, it was always like a spiritual referee for whatever these intentions were. That's what the Temperance card, I've never said that before, but that's what it feels like a referee, like blowing the whistle, like, foul on the play, or flag on the play, foul on the court, whatever. And it just wasn't happening, no matter, with all the attempts and the best attempts, it never yielded the impact that was intended. And I think somebody wasn't really quite sure as to why, or maybe they were so deluded in their ambitions that they didn't see the truth of why, their advances weren't landing until finally the fog lifted, as it has for many things and many of us, in this season. And it would appear as though somebody finally decided to just kind of walk away, or may resolve to, because there's exposure here. There's exposure here, and also it's like everything that was withheld or obstructed in that obstinate ambition is like springing forth, like spring, literally like spring. Like you can't cut down all the flowers in the garden. Like you see how fruitful the Queen of Pentacles garden is. You can't cut down all the trees. You can't, taint the water. You can't. It's just the natural order and ordinance of the Queen of Pentacles, primarily on account of the fact that the Queen of Pentacles projects a certain sense of self-awareness and self-certainty, in a very grounded way. It's not necessarily the Queen of Wands, where it could even be a bit exaggerated, no shade whatsoever, because you know how I feel about the Queen of Wands, but it's not inflated by ambition or enthusiasm. This is like the Queen of Pentacles has the receipts for her well-being, and she maintains her records very well. Like, she knows, she keeps the records of her past experiences and performances, and this can be in a very energetic sense, like just how well she manages life, or it could be actually materially by way of what she can tangibly engage herself with or measure herself by. Maybe both, for sure. So it's like undeniable. When you're operating on that frequency, it's kind of hard to really slow someone down. Like, they manifest in their sleep, more or less. Like I said in the beginning, when I was like, well, she rests well, like it's justified because she manages her time in such a way that it's like, why wouldn't I rest well? It's those that find themselves restless through the night. Like, you think you're actually being productive, counting all the things. Okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh, I forgot about this today, so I'll do that tomorrow. Like, thinking that you're being overly productive and an achiever, hyper productive, I should say, because you're so consumed by your affairs. But the Queen of Pentacles knows that you manifest through your being. That's why they are so prosperous, even in a practical sense, because there's a plan in place for tangible ambitions and active ambitions, but there's also like a submission to the process as it is, like it, I would say, in the highest vibration, simply put, knowing that there's a time for everything. Literally, there's a time to be hard at work, and there's a time in the polar opposite frequency to rest. And it's all justifiable. It's all in the matter of balance, and it all works together for the purpose of prosperity. Not one thing over the other or more than the other, but everything collect, like a grounded balance. Everything being just as important. So somebody had to walk away from, or will have to walk away from, their interferences because of what truth was exposed about their shortcoming, or just about their intentions in the first place. Like, it could be somebody, like somebody walked into, and here's the Knight of Cups. I'm gonna move this over. Of what maybe somebody that was trying to finesse a situation in their favor as the Knight of Cups. And as I said, they were coming up short. The Knight of Cups usually is making an offer, or is he? Is the question with any of the Knights. It's like, are you offering or are you soliciting, is the question. You never can quite tell. Maybe I should get one more next to the Knight. Let's see what else we got here. Four of Swords. Justice. Hierophant. Yeah, I'm getting this goes here because it's almost like he has no one to offer to, this Knight of Cups. First of all, if this is him in the Eight of Cups, it's like he had to leave a hell of an investment behind. And the idea, of course, is to move forward to what would be the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. But the next card of cups that we get to is the Knight. And then, like I said, there's something questionable there about that energy. So maybe somebody left behind some things that they didn't, it was kind of like, it feels like they didn't really have a choice. Well, you know, we always have a choice, but they felt like that was the only resort, was to kind of walk away from something, or from a lot of something, or something that they were well invested in, or for a long time. Remember, the Seven of Pentacles showed up too. The Sun is what is kind of like throwing me for a little bit of a loop. Let me see what's after the Hierophant. Because the Sun is so ultra positive. So if it's what if it's any of what I'm saying based off of those cards that turned over, what was it? It was the Seven of Pentacles, and dang, I can't remember. I know it was a Temperance, and it was something else. What was after that Seven of Pentacles? Or it might have been even 4 cards, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Hold on, let me see. This is a little tricky for me today. Let's see. Oh. Here's another page. Well, we didn't have a page. We got the Knight. We got a page of Pentacles, a 4 of Pentacles. Somebody, here's a message. Here's somebody holding on to something. And then here's the King of Wands. So somebody's holding back some information. Or holding back, or trying to, maybe it's about timing here. Holding back for some particular time to make a decision on releasing the information. My left eye is twitching. And then the Hierophant is here. Oh my gosh, what is happening right now? You know it's going to come to me, but I'm a little bit confused. I'm gonna put this to the side for a second so I can remember what it is, just for a minute, because I forgot what those other cards were, and I think they would have helped me out a little bit. Hangman, okay. So somebody, is waiting on a decision. Waiting on a decision of their fate with the Justice card. And maybe they were trying to forge some offers or make some deals on the side. Oh, but they don't have any more, they don't have any options. They've run out of options somehow. Maybe there's too much evidence with the Sun card. I talked about exposure. Okay, and then I know with that Seven of Pentacles, it was about somebody doing something over and over again, but it not really yielding the intended return or result. Yeah, so this is like somebody that's come to the end of a road, maybe of some case, some like something, there's about to be a ruling on something, or already has, with the Justice card and the Hierophant here. And this is the verdict, the Hangman. Yeah, and so this was the Page of Pentacles, somebody hanging on to information. Maybe it's been released, but somebody's still trying to withhold something's already been decided, but somebody's trying to hold it back, or keep it secret, or keep it close to their chest somehow. Or maybe they're supposed to pay up restitution in some way, shape, or form, and they're still trying to hold on. They don't want to do it. King of Wands, they don't want to. Oh no. I don't get the sense that there is really a choice here, but in that regard, now I know I said we always have a choice, but I get the sense that somebody's back is up against the wall to comply with whatever this order is, or else. I heard I rest my case with the Four of Swords. Yeah, there was some type of, and I think I talked about this, well, definitely not yesterday, maybe Saturday or Friday, where it could be a matter of some legal affair that's been continuously drawn out on account of, either delays by default or by determination, meaning someone was keeping a thing delayed and tied up in litigation for the purposes of more or less trying to find a way out, or a way into something that was more in their favor. Now, if we would have put the Hierophant up here, it would have been this Knight of Cups offering that cup to this Hierophant. And like I said, the Knights are always looking for some return exchange. To me, that's how I read them. Like there's usually some desirable exchange. But here, as I said, it's like they're all out of deals. So this was either somebody that doesn't have the access or reach that they once did to continue to keep something going over and over, or something changed. Yeah, with the Eight of Cups, it's like something changed drastically that would finally bring this case to a rest, or to a close, and there be some light shed. The Sun is giving me some finality here, like a new, like shed new light on the case or something like that. That's what it's kind of given, where it was probably the same stale energy, the same lawyers, the same judge, that they was just running this case over and over again, like, oh, so and so isn't here. Okay, well, we'll postpone for another, who knows, in our court system it could be 3, 6 months, a year, whatever. And as long as it could continue to be postponed, it was continuing to fall. It either fall in the favor of the one who, with that Seven of Pentacles, like I said, it was like they were trying to delay spiritual justice with the Temperance. I can't remember those other cards. I wish I could, but I know it doesn't even matter for what I'm saying, really. It would just add another dimension to it. But it was like somebody kept investing in these delays over and over again, and it was working to some degree. The thing is, it was working to the point of delaying the inevitable, or delaying the unfavorable, I should say, in this regard. Oh, Seven of Cups, that's what it was. So they were able, to maintain delay because, and then it was the Ace of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so it was the Temperance, the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Swords. And I was saying that there was an illusion here. It may have been created by this whole process, this jaded process that was happening. And it was delaying the truth. It was keeping a shield over that Ace of Swords, keeping the judgment from, or at least justice, but certainly judgment in this case, from being determined because of the games that were being played. And someone perhaps with that Seven of Pentacles and even the Seven of Cups had a multitude of people that they could enlist, or tactics that they could enact that would keep this judgment here in the Hangman position, like undetermined. Shit, I just heard something. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say what this is. Remember I said the Queen of Pentacles, somebody just wanted her to lay down, like just lay down somewhere, stop being productive, somebody wanted her to die. Like, somebody just outright, that's what the delay was for, because as long as she's alive, that's the reason for keeping the information concealed and these coins close to the chest, whether it be energy, time, actual money, whatever the case may be, because the transfer of this energy and information would only add value to who the Queen of Pentacles already clearly is, or would put her in a physical position to be manifested as such. Remember, I was given the differences between it being energetic and it being actual, and it being material. There's a case pending, or was, and it was kept in a loop because the judgment would ultimately be in the favor of an unfavorable one, and not in the hands of whom all are in cahoots to keep it in the loop. Because the one who wanted to keep it in the loop, that Seven of Pentacles, Sower, and the Seven of Cups, wanted to continue to create this illusion on whatever this situation was. And I said, like, enlisted others to help him do it. So to the point where everybody that was engaged in this collusion now had an invested interest in it being delayed until it could come to a term where everyone could benefit, more or less. Meaning, if it's a matter of property or money tied up in some type of judgment, say like a will or insurance or inheritance, or some estate being passed down in some way, shape, or form, the Seven of Pentacles is given that someone couldn't so easily obtain that judgment for themselves justifiably. But what they could do is keep it tied up in court until, hopefully, as I said, the Queen of Pentacles might actually expire or be eliminated in some definite way, whether it be incapacitated, be actually dead, or deemed somehow either like unworthy, or like in some way determined, like it's giving Britney Spears vibes, like you're like mentally what's the right word, incompetent in some way, shape, or form, like Four of Swords, Wow, this is interesting. And that was there lied the problem, is because the Queen of Pentacles, like I said, it's like she rests, with ease. Ain't nobody like laying her down. Life is not laying her down. She is coping and dealing and maintaining and managing life as it comes well at that. And that was the problem for the case, because as long as she's alive, she's still the rightful beneficiary to whatever it is people are more or less trying to take liberty over. Even some within the justice, it would have to be a collusion within the justice system, or an outside interference in such a way, like with that Seven of Cups, some type of illusion that has been persisted for so long that it's almost just become a reality, but more or less it was probably a little bit of both, and then here's the Ace of Swords, which is the breakthrough, maybe even in the case, or just a shift in revelation that would pretty much put this situation in a place where it can no longer be delayed. It can no longer be like somebody can't continue to do what they did do, and they're kind of all out of options. They don't even have the resources anymore. I see here, like, this is kind of like he has all the ambition, but in terms of the resources, maybe even that he's promised others, he doesn't have access to that anymore. And it's not looking good that he will have access to it for as long as the Queen of Pentacles is still alive and kicking. See, everybody was more or less hanging on to hopes that the Queen of Pentacles would be eliminated. The beneficiary of whatever this fortune is would either be eliminated or eliminate herself in one way, shape, or form. But because that has not happened, it's kind of foiled the whole operation. And of course, the Seven of Pentacles energy here with the Eight of Cups is not enough for him to just walk away. It's like too persistent to do that. It's like he tries to come back in some other form or with some other tactic of manipulation. But as I said, it's like he's talking to himself at this point. He doesn't have anybody that is willing to drink the Kool-Aid anymore. Like everybody's kind of like, I'm kind of over it, at this point. And here's that Nine of Pentacles, of which he would ideally be wanted to walk away too. But next to the Hangman, let's see what else is on the other side. And the Queen of Pentacles, let me just say, it could be a feminine energy. Of course, I went in on about feminine, but it could be masculine too, in a sense, and just there being, even as a masculine, you being due to be the receiver of some fortune or some benefit in some way, shape, or form. Like you having a reasonable and righteous, I would even say in this case, expectation to be the receiver, as the feminine energy generally is, the receiver of something. So please do not exclude yourself if you are masculine and listening, because that could be that. And you could still be and do all those wonderful things that I said about the Queen of Pentacles, holding the household down, you know. But that's the inflection here as to why it's the Queen and not the King at the top of this spread. Because there's not only something that you are due, but there's something great that you're meant to do with it. And that's why the Temperance card showed up, like I said, that spiritual referee. Because there's some purpose attached to your prosperity. And anyone that tried to obstruct that is ultimately in contempt of spiritual court and spiritual law, which is why with the best efforts and plots and plans and whatever the hell else has been enlisted and enacted, it's not going to fly, because there's something that the spirit needs to happen with that fortune and with those resources, with that energy, even if it's you being restored to your organic energy on account of this mess of people trying to continuously knock you down to the Four of Swords to just die already, but having no luck, but it exhausts you, you know. It's like you're meant to be fully empowered by all the things that have been divined to your identity. No man has any, as the horns are blowing, no man has any authority over their resolution. Not even those that are put in high positions, such as the Justice card and the Hierophant. That's still simply a deferment to spiritual ordinance, spiritual law. It still answers to that. And it always will. So even if certain things have been delayed in man's court, in the court of the land, spirit will still find a way to intercept, you know, like I said, call flag on the play and find some other alternative to bring balance and harmony to an unjustified situation. So even what people think they're getting away with delaying, delaying what is fair for years and years. Oh, I just say years and years. I didn't even mean to say that. I don't see a whole lot of evidence for that. Maybe so, because Pentacles is more years. So in terms of years, we're looking at maybe 5, 6, maybe with the Queen of Pentacles. So I don't know, maybe so. Shoot, maybe lifetimes, hell. Oh, so we got the 4 of Wands here on the board. Let's see. So that's the 9 of Cups, which would be this wish fulfillment, to this 4 of Wands. The trouble is, it's the classic case of me having to read upright cards for the energy that they're really given. And a lot of the cards are very misleading at face value, because the energy that I'm feeling is not matching the vibes. And that's probably part of that 7 of Cups energy. Like I said, this here this finesser frequency that would want it to appear to be something that it's not, or to withhold. Like I said, there is an ambition. You may not even be able to see this over here, and I'll probably end up cutting it off. And I'm gonna put it back now that I know what it is. Like, there's an ambition to be withholding of some release of information. Like somebody, this could even be somebody like seeing something online. It's like somebody does not want to be exposed, doesn't want the truth. Like, there might be some evidence of this ruling or this the outcome of this case, whatever this may be. We could be talking about a physical case or a spiritual case. Like, somebody doesn't want to be exposed in their raw form for all to see. But I mean, like I said, it seems virtually inevitable at this point. And even if not exposed to from a social perspective, the truth with the Ace of Swords that we already saw is undeniable. So let's just get, yeah, look. Here's this here, the Knight of Wands. So, I'm sorry, because I didn't even get to these, because I'm just like, it's something here where, yeah, because that, and get into it, that King of Wands with those concealed cards, this is who he really is. This is who he's being, wow, and I got chills. This is what's being exposed, like the true nature of the so-called King of Wands, of what he doesn't want anybody to see, like his lustful, overambitious, overindulgent, impulsive nature is what he's trying to withhold based on what's being exposed from this case. Because the truth of this case, the judgment, the ruling, the sentencing, the outcome, the facts of it all are going to speak to exactly who everyone, or do speak to, whether this is past, present, or future, speak to the raw nature of all. Like, nobody's going to be able to hide behind a facade or claim a certain, or I should say, deny a certain level of involvement or engagement, because the facts are the facts, one way or another. So people are going to be like more or less stuck to the characters that they are exposed to be. And everybody was after this, like their own version of this, like happily ever after, happy home, happy life, happy wife type of vibes. Like that seems to be what the ambition was, like to bring some distorted wish fulfillment that was more or less like not the temptation, but that was like the buy-in, that was the draw, or I'm trying to find the word, like the bait, kinda, like if you help me do this, whatever, whomever and however they could play a role in the overall plot and plan, whether it be great or small. It's like, there's enough money for everybody, you know what I mean? Or there's enough money, finesser, because, probably wasn't enough for what they had promised out. That's hence why I'm saying it's like he don't even have the resources that were promised, or that, that everyone was pretty much planning on. So from the gate, it was probably some BS, but the point is, yeah, with the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, definitely. It was like creating illusions, and maybe the end result might have been something quite amazing, but it's giving me the vibes of someone that would say, like, yo, this is a $1 million policy, or this is like a multi-million-dollar estate, and if we just get her out the way, you can have this much. But it seems like it feels like somebody that would be promising everybody this much, and there's not enough of this much to go around when you got a payroll of 3, 4, 5, 10, maybe more to account for, because of who all you've enlisted and who you've engaged in your scheme, you know? But this is somebody that would be willing to finesse after, you know, it's like, I just need people to be on board to get it done, because of course he would be the greatest benefactor, or she, it could be he or she, just like it could be he or she for the Queen of Pentacles. But of course, and it most likely is, especially with this multitude of individuals, because with the Hierophant, this could be a whole secret society of people that, or coven that's come together for whatever this is. Or it may be like, maybe not in the religious form, but because of the unified objective, they almost became like a bit of a coven or a cult type of energy. Yeah, so, and all for the purpose of putting one person on the stake, the hangman, you know, like sacrificing one person for this big fortune. But like I said, some people probably didn't know all of the cross connections, because that's how a finesser works. But something got illuminated with the Sun card as to maybe how much there really was on the table, or the deficiency of this person to really make good on what was promised. Maybe illumination on all of who was really involved versus what was the expected reward, and somebody doing the math like, hold up, maybe everybody doing the math like, how we all supposed to, like, this don't make no sense. But something happened that pretty much brought things to a halt. And slowly but surely, the plan just started to lose its strength. Yeah, here's the big pentacle that was idealized, but the Knight of Wands is going in the other direction. He doesn't even have access to what he projected himself to, and probably has lost grips with even what he would have been able to access on account of him being unhinged to some degree, like the Knight of Wands, like being lacking some discipline or focus in the plan. Yeah, with the Strength card here, there was a battle of the carnal and spiritual self, and the carnal is winning, or was winning, or did win, which is why he's resorted down to the Knight of Wands as opposed to the King of Wands. Yep, and here's the backfire. Let me see what that one is, if I can. Let me get one more on the other side of that 8. Oh, maybe 2 more then. While we at it, right? Or it's like it's coming down, but it's not flowing in his direction. Like now Spirit is able to release it, now that the proper interferences have been detained. You know, disturbances have been detained and maybe even eliminated. It's coming, but it's not coming to those that, yeah, look at this. that what's coming to them, like I originally said, is the backfire of their plans for their diabolical determinations with the Five of Swords. What's that? Wow. Five of Swords, Five of Cups. Yeah, that's what they get. And it's going to be a real strong spiritual despair here with the Five of Cups. It's like Spirit is still protecting the value of whatever this fortune is for whomever it truly is designated to. And what was intended to absorb and obtain is going to be that, but not what in the way, not in the, it's like you're going to get what you're looking for, but it's not going to be the way that you thought. It's not going to be in the way that you anticipated. Instead of it coming by way of money and wealth and, you know, property or whatever this tangible reward was, how it's coming is in all the energy that you expelled to gain it. It's like it's coming back around, because that's what's justifiably owed. Somebody doesn't have claim to whatever this fortune is, whatever this pentacle is that is being coveted here with the Ace of Pentacles even. Whatever that is, it has a specific name and it's attached to a specific person. It has a designation. You can't just forge your name on the things that don't belong to you anymore, or lay claim to things that don't belong to you without any justification or retaliation or, you know, consequence is what I'm trying to say. So those that wanted to win at all costs with this Five of Swords, and like I said, it'll be balanced according to everyone that had their part to play, you know. But those that did so participate in this collaborative experience, whatever it may be, what is owed to them is the return on the energy that they invested. That's what's owed between justice and spiritual, natural justice and spiritual justice with the Temperance. That's just what's fair. Unfortunately, it's not going to be favorable, but it is what's fair. And what is owed to those that were disenfranchised. Sorry, that's my stomach. Is going to be returned in the same, like even here as it's in the same row, you know, it's going to be returned accordingly. It's like the holding back that was sitting over here with the Four of Pentacles and I even feel like the energy is like pulling on me. It's so resistant. You know, it's like they don't want this information because the way to keep up the illusion all this time was ignorance, for someone not to be aware of what they, first of all, who they are. Let's start with that, and the value that they are and possess, and what they have a right to, what they should have an expectation for. That's been the strongest point of the entire case, to keep someone from knowing the facts. But somehow, some way, those facts can't, like, look, the Eight of Pentacles is it's like almost being pulled down or pulled into the realm by, I'm sorry, the Ace of Pentacles by the Eight of Wands. It's like it can't be withheld anymore on either side of the spectrum, because the judgment that these offenders have been trying to delay can't be held back anymore, and the justice of the defense or defendant can't be withheld anymore. It's like that's how the scales get balanced for everyone to get exactly what is due. Yeah. And that was almost the Wheel of Fortune. I saw the top of it. But the Hermit card is here because this was also like assistance that was happening beyond what could really be seen. And it also speaks to, especially with the Strength card, the energy of the defendant, as it is, or defendants that were willing to internally seek justice for themselves. Because that's the other thing, like the delays and the illusions were supposed to project a delusion, you know, to almost keep people from, to put people in a place, like I said, Four of Swords, like where you just give up, like, oh, forget it. Maybe it's not for me, or maybe I don't have anything coming, or maybe I'm just stuck in this position, or maybe I don't have a future, or maybe I'm not as great as I thought, or maybe, you know, life is, you know, I'm supposed to be depleted by life, or just like, you know, these energies, Five of Cups energies, that the delays and the illusions were supposed to project that density onto whomever was the intended target, the defendant. But it didn't really, that's where the falling short part comes in with the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. It's because those illusions didn't quite land the way that they were intended to. The truth always prevailed with that Ace of Swords. It was always more prevalent than the illusion for whomever it was intended for, because somebody was insistent through strength, through will, to continue to go within, as Mystic Tori says, so that they wouldn't go without. So even when a Queen of Pentacles may not have looked like the Queen of Pentacles by material standards, she still knew the value of her sheer existence enough to continue to cultivate that spirit of, and self-assured, high value and wealth and worth from the inside out, that's more lasting and more prosperous than anything on the outside anyway. So it's like she solidified the judgment before justice could prevail, by securing it from its roots, you know? So that was the uncalculated outcome, you know, that more or less kind of turned over this plot, like I said, because no matter what was incurred, the Queen of Pentacles never laid down to die. She may have laid down to rest and get up to live another day, but she never resolved to just give up on life. So therefore, no one else could really infringe that outcome onto her. That's kind of how spiritual work works, as a matter of fact, if we're talking about this in a mystical sense, which I'm sure to some degree we are. But I don't always speak about it in that vein because I know everybody doesn't connect to it that way. But these could certainly be about gifts and people fighting over your gifts and your abilities and your power and wanting to ultimately absorb your energy or your your destiny for themselves and doing everything that they possibly can to keep you disconnected from it or feeling like you are undeserving of it, when it's justifiably yours. It's your righteous right to just be whoever it is you are. And somebody feels like, no, it's actually they have entitlement to it in some way, shape, or form. But they know that they really don't, so they manipulate systems in spirit and in truth to keep it tied up and tangled up with hopes that it'll wear you down enough that you'll just give up, or you'll turn away from it and almost sully yourself from being worthy of the operation of your gifts and powers and the reception of your fortunes. And then it'll be up for the taking, up for grabs for anyone that, has the nerve to come and swipe it. But this is somebody that never gave up on just mastering themselves, like continuing to aspire to new levels of ascension, even when they had every reason to be deferred otherwise. They never gave up. And that wasn't a part of the plan. Queen of Pentacles was supposed to throw in the towel a long time ago. And then everybody would have benefited off of her assets. And maybe in truth and maybe in spirit. Maybe both. But she didn't. But you didn't. Look at this. No matter what it was. And these were some strong intentions and tactics, obviously, but really more so to get the Queen of Pentacles to defer to her dark nature. So even if she didn't say, oh, forget it, I give up, whatever, to hell with it, to put you in such a position to be so angry and so resentful and bitter and venomous and vengeful that you, again, would sully your own right to your inheritance, whatever, or to your spiritual justice, whatever it may be, on account of the lower frequency actions that you resorted to now get revenge, or to clap back, or to start spewing hate, or to start, doing unto others that what has been done to you, like all of that type of energy. But you never did that. You turned your back on that darkness. Not to say that we are not all dark and light, because we are, but the Strength card is here because there was a will to be balanced in the primal self and in the spiritual nature of your human existence. You can't do that by being holistically dark. There's no way. There's no balance in that. Almost always the darkness will absorb the light when you're erring more on that lower frequency of the scale. My stomach. Clearly it's time for me to go get something to eat, answering to my carnal nature. I don't know if you can hear my stomach growling. But yeah, so that's what ultimately forged the justice for the justified in this case. If you were to have given way to those dense energies to kind of like take residence in your being, then you would have lost light. You would have lost connection with your inner light, and you ultimately would have forfeited the fortune or whatever it is that's been passed down to you, rightfully so, righteously so, because you wouldn't be in an alignment or in a frequency to receive it. It would pass you by, or like I said, it would be left unguarded, and someone else could help themselves, or at least they thought they could. That I don't even think they ever really truly could. But that's what they thought, which is why it's a Seven of Cups illusional type of energy, because somebody, their dark natures told them that whatever they could trick you out of is what they could ultimately absorb. And that probably wasn't going to be the case anyway. That's the crazy part. So again, it was a Seven of Pentacles investment, wasted energy. And now what's happening is here with this Eight of Wands is that every seed that was sown is going to come right back to whomever was the is its rightful harvester. Right back to the farmer's market. That's funny. All right, well, this was kind of strange. I'm sorry, it was a little bit, and it's probably going to be long too because the incense has been burned out. It was a little touch and go for me, but hopefully it'll make sense when I watch it back and you'll find something that resonates. But it's a Monday message. Receive it as you will. And thank you for listening and watching. Until next time, as always, I leave you with peace.